All right. So, hello everyone. Today, this is a session which I had planned to do since many long time. The session is how to crack the NEET-PG and INI-CET smarter. Now, this is a very special session. I tell you why. Because I have done something which has not been done till now. That is, I have seen multiple, fetched YouTube interviews of the toppers of last 5 years, be it dental exams or medical exams, and I have just use an AI tool to utilize those all YouTube interviews and some of my own inputs to assemble some of the 9 strategies, simple strategies which you can get to understand how to improve your scoring in future. Plus, this session is another special session. Why? Because the it is accustomed, I have made it tailored made in such a manner that it is useful for not only the aspirants of these entrance examinations in the end, that is post interns or interns, but also even a first year MBBS student or a first year BDS student can also see this half an hour session to grasp something out of it which we can actually help him or her in the preparation during the entire BDS MBBS, and the entire frame, because there is a lot of myth about so many things, whether to start right now, whether to start late. If what if I start late, won't I be able to get a good rank? So there are multiple questions, and if I have even shared one very small Instagram video also. You can follow my handle at Instagram, dr.nikhil dr.nikhil.md.kgmu. You can use my this Instagram handle to follow, and you will see this video. Okay, all right, without wasting any further time, let us dive into the session. So this first point, I have not made it so much fancy slides, but I have tried to give you the most salient features. And trust me, you can see n number of YouTube interviews or various platforms. You can see, you will get the entire summary of this is here in front of you. So let's dive in. So first and foremost, the first step is to assess your position and to understand the ideal start time. Very essential. Now, many of the people have been saying multiple things, but I would suggest you personally that the best time to start is as early as possible, preferably from second year onwards or third year onwards. That would be the ideal time to score a very good rank in the top 2 digits ranks using standard textbooks. Now, preferably this starts even in the first year itself. So you cannot ignore the first year, because anyhow, if the first year subjects always they form the foundation when you are understanding the future subjects of the MBBS or BDS. So that, having understood, so you should follow this strategy, which includes the standard textbooks, which is actually very important. Many students don't read these standard textbooks, okay, like the Robbins and many textbooks which are very standardized, present everywhere globally. You can see those textbooks, and you can attend any lectures of any faculty, okay, or you can see any YouTube videos or whatever video library you have. But the ultimate goal should be to build a very strong conceptual foundation. So you should be understanding each topic in quite depth, especially the important ones. Just scan through the university papers and see all the 10-year important topics. This goes for all of the strategy. Like, for interns and post interns, you have to see the 10-year PYQs, and for first year, second year, third year, you have to scan the university papers. So you have to build upon a very important conceptual foundation on the core important topics. Like example, I give a very small example, just like MI. So you cannot skip MI, myocardial infarction. You have to read everything about it. Okay, so there are many multiple topics which the patients are more, and that is clinically also relevant and MCQ wise also important. Then do not wait for your preparation to be perfect. See, a perfect day will never come up. Okay, it won't happen that I can do everything now, I am very much prepared. It will never happen. So don't procrastinate unnecessarily. Start giving the subject wise tests, free tests from any platform, from right from the first year onwards, okay, in whatever strategy you are following. But the giving test is very important. And eventually, you have to give the grand test, that is all the entire 19 subjects of MBBS, and for the BDS you have the entire curriculum. Those all subjects you have to see. Okay, so the point is that you have to test your knowledge, that is the main point. Okay, so that you have to start, and I would suggest you to follow the subject wise and even topic wise tests. Suppose if you're preparing any topic, well, let's say 1 hour you are studying, you are preparing any topic from any subject, just take a test. Okay, be it any test, any level of test, be it MBBS level test, BDS level test, or entrance level test, and just solve it. So that, see, initial slides are for the first year, second year, the preparation students, and eventually I will add upon the knowledge for the people who are targeting the exam in the next month. Okay, so don't worry, stay connected. I will not exceed 30 minutes, that's my promise to you. Okay, so then set immediate targets. Now target the first available exam in your next. So that means, suppose if you have an INI-CET exam coming up, so force yourself to have a very strict study schedule. I always suggest multiple students that please have a deadline a week before or 2 weeks before, or best strategy would be a month before if you have ample time, and prepare. Okay, so that is very important. Otherwise, ultimately you will land up into trouble, because anyhow whatever you do best, you will always find a loophole in your own strategy. So the best thing is time, and time is equal for everyone. So have a strict study schedule ahead of you, and aim like you have the exam next week. Okay, study in that manner, so that you can do to fool your brain whether you are preparing for NEET-PG or INI-CET. So you can read the statements while I'm telling to you, so that you get more insights in less span of time. Then leverage early start. See, early thing is always something which will fetch you good ranks. So starting early will allow you to have more knowledge, in the sense you will be able to cover more video lectures, whatever the subscriptions you have. You will be able to solve more q banks. I am damn sure many students will complain that, sir, I am not able to do the q banks. I have access, I have multiple platforms, I have so many things to do, but I don't have time. So the point is, start early as soon as possible, because in the end of the day, you know that you have to appear for the entrance exam. You cannot escape that, because it's the beauty of the system which we are in. And GTs means the grand test. Okay, so GTs comprehensively you have to give without panicking towards the end. So what happens, usually many students approach me and ask, sir, I have just 1 month left, I have not practiced enough GTs, will I be able to secure a good rank? So again, if you have even done monthly tests, or 2 weeks one test, that is also a very good strategy if you have followed till now. But if you're not done, scale up the the rate of solving the MCQs in the last couple of months or weeks. Second point, now kickstart the preparation without wasting initial months. Again, this is the same thing which has been said by most of the toppers of the last 5 year entrance examinations. I'm talking not about the top 10 or top 5, I'm talking about the rank 1. So specifically I have jotted down the important topics, or sorry, important points said by the rank ones of the last 5 uh, exams of INI as well as NEET. So these are some things which you cannot escape. You have to follow, and there is a overlap between their advices. So you have to see what they have, what has worked for them. So definitely, if you can solve, out of these 9, if you can do just follow 4 or 5 points out of the entire 9 slides, I think you will do something better after this 30 minutes of the session. Next, so trust a single source, very important. See, you have a lot of sources right now, availability is also there, you have cracked sources available, I won't be naming them, but you have the sources, but avoid resource hopping, very important. Let me do this also, let me do this also, you will end up doing nothing. Okay, so choose any one primary source, whatever seems to be okay with you, and just follow it blindly. Trust yourself, trust the source. Someone is teaching you, obviously has done MD or MS in that subject, he is better at that subject, he is teaching you, and the platform has recruited him, so definitely he's doing a good job. So trust that primary source, XYZ person. Some people might follow X person, some may follow Y, because it depends upon how you understand wealth from a person. Okay, so but stick to it. Be loyal to that source. Do not try to read everything in placed in front of you. You have X notes, you have Y notes, you have Z notes. I will not be taking the names of the platforms. You have XYZ notes. Do not try to assemble everything, that you don't have time. And even if you do it, you won't be able to revise it. Okay. So whatever source you are following, do not try to read everything. Okay. Ensure guided discipline. Very important. Now, please remember, enroll in the structured programs. This is very essential. Many of the people have followed this strategy, that is test and discussion. Even if you don't purchase any subscriptions of any platform, ju- just follow the test and discussion. Attempt any free test available on any platform. Okay. And then just try to do the explanations, okay, from yourself. Or you can even attend face to face classes, it's up to you. But enforce the discipline. See, many people do attend the TNDs and face to face classes of n number of coaching institutes, but ultimately they also end up having no ranks. Okay, so but the thing is, you have to enforce yourself in a discipline. Self study is something you cannot ignore. And maintain a time bound schedule during the chaotic months. Suppose if you have land up into some personal reasons, some issues, or you have some occupancies, try to have some time bound for the study, maybe 2 hours in those chaotic months. Don't waste those months in the initial phase. Suppose if you have 1 year ahead, you're targeting the next exam, so at least study something. Target one subject, two subject in a month. Don't waste months of preparation. Okay. Then simultaneous application, very important. Do not just read theory. I say to everyone, only theory is good, no doubt, but only theory is injurious to health. You have to solve q banks, solve n number of questions, MCQs, be it whatever exam you are targeting, because it will help you to understand from what area the questions are being framed. May not be the perfect q bank any xyz place, but you can actually get the gist or idea what they are trying to ask. So that way, please remember that you have to solve MCQs, because the theoretical facts, how they are translating into the clinical MCQs, that is the catch point you have to understand. And you can also understand the concept of prospective new questions. That is a new concept which many people teach. PNQ, that is prospective new question. So you already know the previous year question, that is a PYT, previous year topics, okay, sorry, PYT, okay, previous year topics, or you can say previous year questions you are solving. But try to get out of them the prospective new questions, because that is important. Then dedicate your early MCQ practice to mastering the PYQ, same point which I just told you. Now maintain consistency over long phase. See, very important, manage the bad days smartly. Everyone has some or the other zero study days. Okay, everyone has that. That can happen due to excessive studying also. That can even have of excessive procrastination, excessive tension. Okay, what I will do in the next phase if exam is not clear, but I will be able to do. So when you are unmotivated, please especially notice those days and cross them in your calendar, so that you know what you're doing. You are wasting time. Okay, so take a quick mini test. Best, this is something which is established fact. This is known as gamified learning. Okay, which is actually a very important part of learning. So that means you are not wanting to learn, but you are sitting just to solve MCQs, maybe image based questions, or maybe any telegram channel you are scrolling, or any educative thing you are looking at in your free time. That is known as gamified learning. You are learning, but not exactly through the textbook. Then few MCQs can also help your momentum going. Just fool your brain. Let me solve two MCQs, I will not solve any further. Trust me, when you solve 2 3 MCQs, you will say, "Arey, let's solve more, let's solve 10 more. Okay, I'm able to do these, let me solve 10 more." Just fool your brain and start solving. Okay, find a study partner. This is 50-50 correct. Many people have said about this, but again, partner can be wrong also, partner can be good also. It's totally up to you. Take this point with precaution. Okay, so serious peer to discuss the GT scores quiz, you can do this. Actually, this is a very interesting way of learning, that is known as peer learning. And that way you will learn, and you will not end up boring yourself, because you can even understand during the period of low morale also, you can learn something. Then detach emotionally, very important. treat the exam just like a phase of life. Everyone has a phase of life. See, I also did my MD from KGMU, so I also passed through the NEET-PG at one time of my life. It was a phase in everyone's life. Now it goes. Now I have my own platform inside our body on which you are looking at this video. So see, time of life comes, everyone has his own time. Don't worry, you will do excellent. Maybe you do more than the peers at your stage, but have positive mindset. Okay, do not attach your ego or make it a life or death situation. नहीं, if I don't clear this exam मेरे को job नहीं मिलेगी, मैं आगे life में क्या करूंगा, मैं क्या मतलब, don't get into that stress, okay, zone, क्योंकि वो it will deplete your performance in the main exam. Track your internal progress, very important. Overcome your self doubt by tracking your own progress, because see, tests can help you to understand where you are going wrong. Every time you are missing the developmental milestones in the pediatrics, suppose, okay, every time you are not able to remember the cranial nerves, I'm just giving examples, core examples. So just mark those pages in your notes as super duper important. You have to revise them before the exam. Most effective revision techniques, so this you can use, anyone can use actually in any phase of your life. So number one, concise very smartly. This is something which has to be dealt with very smartly. Okay, do not add every new fact to your notes. See, your notes may be incomplete, that happens. Anyone who is teaching any subject, he may not be telling you everything, because obviously many things are not even asked frequently in the exams, that makes sense. But the thing is that when you are solving MCQs, you see how much you are able to solve through the person's notes. If you are able to solve maximum, you are doing a very good job. But suppose if you get random new questions, don't keep on writing them, adding them in your notes, squeezing in between the lines. You will not be able to revise, trust me. Okay, so don't make them bulky. Okay, see, brain ka na ek simple sa funda, I tell you very honestly. When you have less work to be done, brain does it. Okay, when it has, you have a herculean task in front of you, you tend to procrastinate. Okay, let's do it tomorrow, let's do it tomorrow. So that is the important point to remember, that do not make your notes super duper detailed. That is not helpful. Make them very crisp and pictorial and revision friendly. So if you have a glance in 1 hour, you should be able to recap everything through that notes. That should be your ideal notes. Okay, create a GT error notebook. This has been told by many toppers in the past, and this is actually a very essential thing. You can make a separate notebook, especially for the mistakes what you do in the grand test. 3-hour test, you sit down and note down the topics which are highly volatile and revise them before giving your next test. Next test, I'm not talking about the next exam, not before the direct NEET-PG exam or direct INI-CET exam. No, just before your next grand test, you revise those. So multiple times you will revise those topics. You can strike off or tick off, so that means you remember now. Visual memory over the extra books, very important. Instead of creating a 20th extra notebook, strategically you can use your primary notes. See, these two are different, these 2 points are entirely different. This is about the MCQs. You are creating a new textbook, a very small notebook for your errors. Okay, but this is visual memory over extra books. That means you don't have to create a notes key notes book, you don't have to create that. Okay, you have to simply make your simple primary notes of that subject and highlight. I'm not telling annotate, I'm telling highlight the important points. Okay, and then last, that is the final sprint in the last 15-20 days, with when you have in the exam coming ahead of you, 1 day per subject to rapidly glance over the highlighted points. So ye wali jo notebook hai, visual memory which you have to create. See, it happens to you, you have seen this in your medical profession. You feel that sometimes when you recall, you see, acha, this fact was given in this textbook on right side of the page, bottom part या top part में कहीं तो there was something written. So इतना memory create हो जाता है. But how it creates when you see the same thing again and again. Okay, so don't worry, I will cover that also. So the point is that you have to remember and strengthen your pictorial memory of the same notes. Don't keep on jumping from notes to notes. See, so for example, if you know the deep cervical fascia you're studying, revise the same diagram of deep cervical fascia n number of times. Whenever you see a question, see the same diagram again and again, refer to that. Don't keep on jumping from one image to another. Chalo, let's Google images. No, don't do that. Pictorial memory will be very weak, you will not be able to recollect in the exam. Okay, so that is the strategy number 4. Next, number 5, So as promised, I'm actually working upon the same 9 points which I have posted in the link in the initial description of the webinar. Okay, so you can have a look at that also. So master the elimination logic. This is tested and tried formula. You can test it, practice test may, you can do it multiple times. Rule out the options systematically. 1 2 3 4 options hai. Rule out the wrong choices. Very important point. You will be able to arrive at the correct answer. Suppose if 50-50% aram se you are able to solve out of the four options, if you are able to exclude the two, that is okay. That means your half of the job is done. But suppose if all the four options seem to be alien to you, then in that case start ruling out कि ये तो नहीं हो सकता, this is not the possibility. That way you will arrive at the two most appropriate answers or the one appropriate answer. Try to do that and practice it. Once you do practice, you will be able to do better. Then manage time via skipping. Very important. When you encounter a bizarre or a completely unheard question, ऐसा हो सकता है you might have not heard of that word only anytime in your life. So skip that question. उसको सोच के just keeping on rethinking or wasting your time. Okay, so return to it only if the question, if the time is there in and at the end. Otherwise, don't come to that question. Skip that question. Focus on the application. Aims, like the aims INI people, they do not test rote memory. It's their famous thing about since many years. They test your comprehension, like how much you can recall and apply your knowledge to those clinical based MCQs in the within that 3 hour window. Now toppers, they expect to get around 30 to 40 tough questions wrong, so they know that you, when you are sitting in the exam, you should have that mindset. 30-40 क्वेश्चंस मेरे पक्का गलत होने हैं, इवन इफ आई एम द बेस्ट पर्सन ऑन द प्लैनेट टू आंसर द एग्जाम. ओके, सो एक माइंडसेट रखो. सो डो नॉट अटेम्प्ट, ओवर अटेम्प्ट नहीं करना है. ये नहीं कि सारे के सारे यू आर अटेम्प्टिंग ऑल द क्वेश्चंस. डोंट डू दैट. ओके, सो बट very important, and let me highlight this line. Actually, this is super duper important point. Your rank will suffer only if you get the easy, high yield, repeat questions wrong. Very, 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 very take home message today's point. So just focus on remembering most of these questions. If you do these questions wrong, suppose question is come on parotid gland, and you are sure parotid gland, you are aware of this parotid gland topic, everyone knows that parotid gland topic, but still you got that wrong. अब ट्रू कैप्सूल, फॉर्स कैप्सूल, थायराइड ग्लैंड में कैप्सूल है, यू हैव डन इट ऑपोजिट इन द थायराइड ग्लैंड. अब वो ऑपोजिट हो गया तो क्वेश्चन ही गलत हो गया, बट एवरीवन नोज, सो यू आर, दे आर डूइंग करेक्ट, सो योर रैंक विल गो डाउन. So focus on these easy highlighted questions जिसको usually you ignore during your preparation. Easy है, छोड़ो, ये तो मुझे आता ही है, तब एग्जाम में कर लूंगा. वो easy में ही you will be lacking in the main exam. Next, smart scoring strategies for maximizing the rank. Now stimulate the real exam. See, your brain is very smart, smarter than you also. You know, you even don't know how to tame your brain. When you want your brain to function very excellently in the main exam, you have to train your brain to sit for 3 hours in a dummy place and with the dummy environment, and try to make it work for 3 hours. If you don't develop fatigue in the first 2 hours, you are not you will definitely be able to understand what I'm trying to say. After 2 hours your concentration goes down. Okay, so that is very important. All right, so when write your tests in the library or computer zone to stimulate the exam conditions, very important. Okay, then review the unconfident correct answers. That is also very important. You know that you have done them correct, but still they are very much you are not confident about those correct answers also when you are solving them. So you have to review your correct answers also. That is essentially important. So that will help you to build reflex level certainty. Okay, so that is also again very important. Then custom modules for the weak spots. Now see, you have done a grand test, you have solved n number of MCQs, but you now see, person to person it varies. Some people have lack in anatomy, some people lack in physiology, some people lack in medicine. So they know their weak points कि ये subject मैंने अच्छे से पढ़ा नहीं, I don't know too much about this subject. So what you will do for that, you will bookmark the selected MCQs. Whatever MCQs you face difficulty while solving in the grand test, bookmark them or take a screenshot or make a note of the topic, which topic you are not able to solve. Okay, so please ruthlessly target those topics because they are appearing in every grand test. You cannot escape, like muscles of mastication, super duper important of anatomy topic. Then top rankers, they typically attempt a very high number of questions. See, this they do, definitely this is told by many, but again, don't take it as a blanket statement. You may not get a good rank by attempting everything. Okay, so this is very controversial. Some people say attempting 170 questions out of 200, that is also okay. So you can follow that rule. Safe zone may you just solve the MCQs around 70 to 80% MCQs you target. But GTs में, grand test में, जहाँ you don't have anything to lose, attempt maximum. Okay, so that you are training your brain to attend maximum MCQs. Maybe you have some guesswork, good guesswork at the end. Next, common preparation mistakes that cost ranks, very essential. Don't fall for FOMO. I hope you know the word FOMO, fear of missing out. So you think that ये aspirants में सबसे ज़्यादा, this is something which is found maximum. You chase multiple new resources. Okay, this leads to poor revision of your primary notes in the end. What happens, I tell you a very good example. Many students suffer from this. You have followed one source in the past, let's say 6 7 months, you have diligently followed, you have done your good preparation, but someone at the end, or you see a reel or you see a video, or xyz person tells you, Arey, I am studying from this person and this is telling me more things which are coming in the exam. अब नाउ यू हैव सेल्फ डाउट्स, अरे जो मैंने प्रिपरेशन करा था मे बी इट्स नॉट दैट मच. ऐसा कभी नहीं है. डोंट ट्रस्ट दैट थिंग. डोंट गो फॉर फोमो. ठीक है, फोमो इज अ वेरी बैड थिंग विच इज हैपनिंग एंड इंटरनेट इज क्रिएटिंग इट ऑब्वियसली. सो ट्रस्ट एनी सोर्स blindly, whatever you are following. The person should be approachable, that is very important. See, there are many sources of any subjects, but those subject teachers who are teaching you should be highly approachable, means you should be able to ask your doubts to them. If you are able to do, then you please approach them, and then you please keep on following them as diligently as possible. Otherwise, don't go for anyone, because that is the important point. When you have doubts, you have to reach out, simple. Ignoring the test explanation. See, many things happen when you are solving q banks. You find you encounter some wrong questions. Maybe the language of the question is wrong in the q bank, or in the textbook there is a misprint. So you cannot learn the wrong thing, right? You have a doubt because the notes have said something else, but the question bank is sending something else. Don't worry, trust yourself, see the standard textbook and clarify yourself. If not, then post to that faculty and ask, simple. And taking a GT alone is insufficient. If you have to review the explanation, that is very important. Just see why the other options were wrong. That is very essential. Reading without testing, I have already covered that. So knowing theory without solving the MCQs, that is also not going to help you. Then competing negatively, I think that is very understandable. You have to have positive mindset with the friends, not negative, and ask your doubts from your friends also who are solving the same questions, and grow together, simple. Then we have only last two slides left, don't worry. Okay, so scale your MCQ volume. So we started 2 minutes late also. Start with 50 questions. I told you this previously also. In the initial phase, when you're starting your preparation, when you have not done enough MCQs, to avoid tension, start with 50 questions daily. Have this target. Okay, once you are able to do this through the revision ही कर रहे हो, basically you are solving the MCQs for first revision. Incrementally add 100 questions. So first day, first week, let's say you are doing 50 questions daily. You are able to do it comfortably, no problem. You have ample time left also. Start jumping to 150 questions and so on. Give mock test once a month initially, I told you in the beginning itself, and then slowly gradually move to fortnightly. Okay, 2 weeks में एक बार, and then ultimately peak. Try to have weekly GTs, or at least 4 to 5 days. Try to do it closer to the exam. Don't ignore the GTs, very essential. So this is the advice said by multiple people who have got enormously great ranks till now. Okay, enforce strict deadlines. ठीक है, if you allocate 5 days to a subject, it should be 5 days. ऐसा नहीं, यू आर डूइंग मेडिसिन तो यू आर, मेडिसिन तो सर बहुत बड़ा टॉपिक है, बहुत बड़ा सब्जेक्ट है, उसमें बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चन आएंगे. ऐसा तो नहीं पूरा पेपर तो मेडिसिन से नहीं आएगा, यू नो दैट. सो समटाइम्स इट मे कम, आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग, बट ऐसा नहीं कि मेडिसिन अकेली सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना है बस, ऐसा नहीं है. इट्स नथिंग लाइक दैट. So you have to dedicate your fixed time slot for that subject. Okay, because other subjects will go wrong. Maybe medicine you have spent 1 month in preparation, but main exam में medicine का question नहीं लगा पाओ, it is possible. But on the other hand, anatomy तुम्हारा strong था, but you didn't revise, so you are not able to solve the MCQ, so वो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. So that way, please do not exceed the timeline. Divide the review load. See, fool your brain. I am just going to see the GTK explanations, only 20 questions. I will just see the 20 questions aaj. I will see 20 questions tomorrow. Fool your brain. 20 के 30 50 आराम से हो जाएंगे. You will not even feel the load. Okay, so fool your brain. Last slide of today's discussion is think strategically like a top ranker. I am saying you loud out loud, just shout out to everyone. Take it for my take it for granted that you are a top ranker. You will get rank in the top 10. Just fool your brain, fool your entire environment around you. You are the top 10 ranker of the entire nation. Okay, so what you will do, you will see when your scores will stagnate, go back and thoroughly reread the core notes, how the scores went down. That should not happen. Okay, and study the why not. Very important. You should feel that why. You should have to train your brain to understand why the three options were incorrect. That is the main thing, when which prepares the when the examiners can twist the question language, it prepares your brain. Acha, muscles of mastication is a topic. I give example. Muscle of mastication has been asked n number of times. Sometimes they ask the origin insertion, sometimes they ask the nerve supply, sometimes they give an image based question, they ask the actions, sometimes they even have given the MRI images. Okay, so they can go anywhere. They've even given the attachments related to the TMJ. So basically there are multiple things they try to wind around. So try to see the questions n number of times, solve them, and you will understand the variations of those questions. Accept the reality very quickly. Suppose if your GT has gone wrong, or suppose if your main exam has gone wrong, you are a dropper. After 1 year, you are appearing again. Accept this very fast. Don't let it कि नहीं नहीं यार ये कैसे हो गया, ये कैसे हो गया, ये तो ये हो गया, नहीं कुछ नहीं, नथिंग हो गया, गलत कोई बात नहीं. I will work upon, life is very long, I will just again work upon the best thing. See, I work on this strategy in my life also. I created my platform. Initially this is totally built by me, there's no one else building it. Okay, so I built it. Many things went wrong in the initial phase, there were some technical glitches. I sorted them out very patiently, and now I can confidently say I have created some ecosystem which will go in the long run. I plan many things to be added. Like there are plenty of things which I plan in the future to add here, but it's a something which comes by hit and trial. So accept that negative thing fast. That okay, there is wrong. I will correct it. There is always a solution to everything. Top rankers, they do not blame the system. They immediately redirect their focus to the next exam. नीट खराब हो गया, कोई बात नहीं, INI देखेंगे. INI खराब हो गया, कोई बात नहीं, नीट दोबारा देखेंगे. नो प्रॉब्लम, टेंशन नहीं लेना है, स्ट्रेस नहीं लेना है. Absolute self belief. Walk into the exam hall, as I told you, knowing that you have hit your ceiling of effort. Very important. Please achieve that first. Okay, maximum effort लगाओ प्रिपरेशन में, कोई रिग्रेट नहीं होगा. बट हाँ, इफ यू आर अपियरिंग फॉर द एग्जाम हाफ हार्टेडली कि थोड़ी सी पढ़ाई करी थी, कोई बात नहीं, छूट गया, अच्छा अगले साल फिर देखेंगे, तो फिर इट्स नो पॉइंट इन गिविंग द एग्जाम. यू नो दैट यू आर हाफ हार्टेडली अपियरिंग इन द एग्जाम, एंड डोंट एक्सपेक्ट टू मच out of that exam. Give your best for the exam and be confident. Trust me, you will have a very good rank in the future. Then confidence in your hard work yields a calm mind, crucial for tackling tricky papers. Honestly बताना, जितने भी लोग who are sticking till the last very slide, last very point, the time when I said you are the top 10 ranker, trust yourself that you are in the top 10 pan India. So एक सेकंड के लिए तो अच्छी फीलिंग आई थी, मतलब फॉर 1 सेकंड, फ्रैक्शन ऑफ अ सेकंड, यू फेल्ट गुड इनसाइड यू, अरे मैं टॉप 10 में हूँ. तो वो जो एक सूडो कॉन्फिडेंस है ना, सूडो गुड फीलिंग है, दैट विल हेल्प यू टू काम योर माइंड. इट इज वेरी क्रूशियल फॉर tackling the tricky papers. And trust me, if you have a good mindset, nothing can stop you. So that's all from my side. Thank you to for everyone to attend the session. And okay, if you have any queries, do reach out to me. You have my WhatsApp number, you have my website. The website name is insideourbody.com. Okay, and you can approach me through the AI avatar. My AI avatar is working 24/7 on the website. You can chat with him, I have loaded all my notes and queries onto that AI avatar, and he can answer you. But in case if that answer is not appropriate for you, you're not feeling good, then you can approach me directly. You can click on the contact now option, and you can directly reach out to me on my WhatsApp number. That will direct you to me directly, and you can even visit my website to add in yourself into the WhatsApp group, Telegram channel, and you can stay connected with me for a very long time, and I can help you guide through these sessions. So my target is to have multiple webinars, fruitful webinars. I will try to do it monthly so that everyone utilizes the knowledge which is available right now. And AI is something, you can see half face of anatomy and half face of myself. So AI is something which I am trying to incorporate maximum in my platform, and to make it unique and outstanding, and it is my forte. I love to do technology stuff. So thank you so much for connecting with me, and wish you best of luck for the coming exam. If you have any queries, strategy related, or any problem, anything at all, please feel free to reach out to me. I am very responsive. I will definitely get back to you. There's no team which is handling those queries. I am myself handling it, so comfortably I will answer. And you can do follow my Instagram account. You can visit my website to get all these links: YouTube, Telegram, application, website. So all these things you can just have a look at, and you can connect with me for a very long time. Thank you so much. Take care and good evening. Yes, recording will be available. I will even try to post it on YouTube as a live recording. Don't worry. Okay, take care. Thank you.